Hi, my name is Elisa Koshkina, and a lot of people have asked me about how I did my creative figure for the 2017 World Figure Championships in Vail last weekend. And people were saying it looks really difficult, and actually it's super easy. And part of the reason that I designed it that way is so that hopefully other people could see that it's not that hard to do a creative figure, that it can be a lot of fun, and maybe encourage other people like me. I'm not the most advanced skater, but encourage people like me to go out there and try it and have a good time and be creative. So you'll see that I've already made a little color chart here. So red is the left forward inside edge, purple's the right forward inside edge, and X is the left toe pick. And believe it or not, those are all the edges and toe picks you're going to need for this whole figure. So the first thing I did was, and as my coach says, I draw better with my feet, not my hands. So I'm sorry if this is all a little bit wobbly. But the first thing I did was take off and do a loop size circle on a left forward inside edge. Just one. And when I got back to the center here, or not the center, sorry, what would have been the center if I'd done two? When I got back to the beginning, I just kind of let this foot slide a little bit as I went that direction. So that direction. I let this foot slide a little bit as I put this other foot down here and create the first spiral by just stepping onto that right forward inside edge. So I'm going this way. The key here is to bend your knees a lot. And right when I get to about here, I put my left toe pick in to do a pivot. And I keep going and I try to control this pretty well. It's pretty easy if you put your toe pick in the very center to wind up coming around like that into like a more loopy looking thing and not a spiral. So you have to be kind of careful how you do that. And I get to about right here so that I'm facing this direction, and I bring my foot sideways like that so that I can do a T-push. And then I put my left foot down right over that toe pick, and I shift my arms so that it's like I'm taking off on for a forward inside 8. And this is kind of the tricky part, and it's actually easier in when you have patch lines, because if you look, the patch lines are like here, and I've made sure to line this first spiral up right in the middle, because what you want to do then when you push off onto your left forward inside edge again is hit that loop circle right at a third away, a third of the circle away. So there's a third here, so 120 degrees basically. So we're going to push off here, be very careful to have that nice edge, and hit that circle right there, sort of in that way. And then continue on. Right here, I usually bring my foot forward and switch my arms to loop position instead of that opposite arm position. And I go around again like this. And then same thing with and I'll do 6 tracings of that. Once I get around, so we're going to pretend this is 6 tracings here. Once I'm doing my 6th push off here onto that left forward inside edge, what I'm going to do is actually push off a little harder so that I glide all the way around, and then do the same thing that I did over here, right at the point where this push meets the loop circle. I'm going to again let that left foot just kind of slide out a little bit right there. And I did the slide out here so that it didn't, I felt like it looked choppy if I just did like a stop and turn my foot. So anyway, this left foot slides out, and then we do the next spiral, same thing. Putting in the toe pick. So it goes around like that. Yeah, and I usually come around all the way like that. Stop. Center my foot again, right, my pushing foot right over the toe pick. Aim for this spot. So you can sort of see it's almost exactly a diagonal here. Aim for this spot, push off on that nice outside edge, that way. And again, I do 6 around like that. The very last one, I push a little bit harder, let my foot, again, slide up right here, and go around this way. I'm gonna pivot, come around, turn this right foot to the side, center that left foot over that toe pick mark, go back like that, 6 times around there, and then I'll push off my last push here. I'll go all the way around once and then push off on a flat so that I end essentially where I started. And that is all there is to it. What I find the hardest part is, honestly, especially when it's not black ice, is to get my toe pick in the same-ish place every time. And the spirals actually are a lot easier to trace than you would think, especially when it gets smaller. I find that maybe it's just because, probably just because I'm not very advanced yet, this part's the hardest, this push off on what's kind of like a circle, like what would be a circle 8 kind of circle. But that's all. Thank you very much for your interest. I'll also post a video of me actually skating it at some point pretty soon, but a lot of people were asking. Please feel free to teach your students or do it yourself, or, you know, I'd love it if you posted videos of yourselves doing that. That would be really cool. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Bye.